Okay, so what we want to do is take a square picture mounted in a frame 1 centimeter wide. So you're going to have a square, and inside this square you're going to have a picture, and it squeezes in here like this. And when you're looking at it, you're going to have 1 centimeter edges. Okay, 1 centimeter. All these edges are 1 centimeter. And so what we have to do is figure out, okay, how big is my square? Well, we don't know. We don't know what the edge of the square is, but all these sides are x. It's a square, so all the sides have to be the same. And if I know that all the edges are all 1 centimeter, then when I look at my edge of my frame, it's going to be 1 centimeter this way plus x units in the middle plus 1 centimeter this way. And there's going to be 1 centimeter on the top plus x units in the middle plus 1 centimeter on the bottom. And so that gives me then x plus 2 for the sides of my frame. Okay, and that's how big those guys are. So now we have to talk about area, because this whole question is, what is area doing? Well, I know that the area of the entire frame is going to be x plus 2 squared. That's going to be the area of the entire frame. Okay. The area, though, of the picture is 2/3 of the whole area of the frame. So then when I look at the picture, then what I'm going to have is x squared equals a. But not just any a. I want x squared to be equal to 2/3, of the overall area of the picture frame. Okay, and so now what I want to do is I just want to get this a all by itself. This a right here, I want to get that guy all by himself. Okay, because what I'm going to do is assume that these two a's have to be the same. I'm going to treat them like they are exactly 100% equal. So I'm going to multiply both sides of that orange equation by my 2/3, by 3/2 then. So multiply by 3/2 here and 3/2 here. And this guy on the right, of course, goes away. And so what happens is I get 3/2 x squared equals a. So here's the thing. If 3/2 x squared is equal to a, and x plus 2 squared is equal to a, then those two guys are equal to each other. And so I've got a new equation, which is this. X plus 2 squared is equal to 3/2 x squared. Okay, and I'm just going to work with this guy. Well, what I would recommend that you do is FOIL that guy out, and move the 3/2 over. So I've got x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 3/2 x squared. And when I do that, I end up with, let's see here. I can move that 3/2 over by subtracting 3/2 x squared from both sides. And when you do that, what you end up with is, let's move this guy over here too. Minus 3/2 x squared. And when we're done, you're actually going to use the quadratic formula on 1 minus 3/2. So this is like saying 2 over 2 x squared. So 2 minus 3. So negative 1/2 x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 0. And when you do this, you're going to use the quadratic formula. So let's use the quadratic formula then. Negative 1/2. We're trying to find the side length of our picture right in here, the x value. Well, plus 4x plus 4 equals 0. So quadratic formula, this guy. We've got a, b, and c. So here's a, here's b, and here's c. Okay, so when I put all these guys together, what I'm going to end up with is the opposite of b, x equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c. And all of that is over 2 times a. And so remember, we're trying to find the side length, and that's where we're headed with this, guys, is to find that side length. So what we're going to do is just clean this guy up, make him easier to look at, and then we'll punch into the calculator our numbers. So 16 plus 2 plus 8 over negative 2. That's what x equals. Okay. And when I continue further down this road, I'm going to end up with x equals negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 24 over negative 2. And so you're going to want to punch this into your calculator because there's two things going on here. There's two things. There is this guy, negative 4 plus the square root of 24 divided by negative 2. And there's this guy, negative 4 minus the square root of 24 divided by negative 2. Now, one of these numbers is going to be positive, and one of these numbers is going to be negative. And this guy right here, and I don't have my calculator right on top of me, but this guy right here, that's going to be your answer. And it's going to be somewhere around 8 centimeters for the length of the square.